Jerusalem. Israel wants to name a train station after Donald Trump to thank him for recognizing Jerusalem as its capital, but the site of the planned building could be as divisive as the US President's declaration. Transport Minister Israel Katz said on Wednesday he had chosen a proposed subway stop near the Western Wall in Jerusalem's Old City, right in the middle of the area that the Palestinians want as their own future capital. US President Donald Trump threatened to cut off financial aid to countries that vote in favor of a draft United Nations resolution against his decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. An Australian grandmother who was the victim of an online romance scam has been acquitted of drugs charges in Malaysia. Russia's Central Election Commission has voted to bar opposition leader Alexei Avila from running in a presidential election next year. A Venezuelan rights group says 44 opponents of Nicolas Maduro's government have been released from prison, but nearly 200 others remain behind bars from crimes ranging from violence to subversion during anti-Maduro protests. Liberians head to the polls to choose a new president in a runoff election between the vice president and a former football star. South Korea predicted on Tuesday that North Korea would look to open negotiations with the United States next year in an optimistic outlook for 2018, even as Seoul set up a specialized military team to confront nuclear threats from the north. Peru's political and social crisis continues as former President Alberto Fujimori pleads for forgiveness after his release from prison, and President Kaczynski calls for reconciliation. A growing number of pregnant women in the US are using marijuana, according to research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. US President Donald Trump threatened to cut off financial aid to countries that vote in favor of a draft United Nations resolution against his decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. I have decided to name the Western Wall station after US President Donald Trump for his courageous and historic decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of the Jewish people and the State of Israel, Katz said in a statement. The envisaged underground extension of a high-speed rail link between Tel Aviv and Jerusalem is still on the drawing board, and a Transport Ministry spokeswoman said other departments still needed to approve it. The announcement was quickly condemned by Palestinian leaders already angered by Trump's December 6 decision to overturn decades of US policy on the city. The Israeli extremist government is trying to race against time to impose facts on the ground in the city of Jerusalem, Wassel Abu Youssef, a member of the Palestine Liberation Organization's Executive Committee, told Reuters. Trump has said he was simply acknowledging the reality on the ground by recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital, but the Palestinians and most world powers have said he undermined the long-held position that Jerusalem's status must be settled by future negotiations. Get the latest news and updates emailed straight to your inbox.